I would absolutely expect the Lions to test that out early, maybe often. That's a green flag there if you're Dan Campbell and his offense.
Yeah, Ryan, Jeff Hafley, the first-year coordinator, defensive coordinator, has Green Bay #1 in takeaways, but they're allowing 26 passing plays of 20 yards or more. So can you kind of explain that dynamic, why they're so good with the takeaways but giving up the big plays?
8 of those were last week, too. And 6 of those were after the rookie safety, Evan Williams, who's not playing today. He's out with a hamstring, left the field. So it set off, and Matt LaFleur's words, a chain reaction on the back end of that defense once they lost the 4th-round rookie that they just weren't able to recover. So they've had a week now. How do they respond? How do they prepare without having Evan Williams on the field and that safety tandem with Xavier McKinney? I think that's a big question. Yeah, the takeaway can giveth and the takeaway can take away, right? If you live by the takeaway, a lot of big plays there, but sometimes you can get yourself out of position and give up the big plays too.
What do you think of this Packer team that you've seen so far? They where you expected they'd be? I mean, this NFC North looks like it's just going to be all these teams slugging it out the whole way.
I think today is a great litmus test, really for both sides. But let's talk about it for the Packers side. They're 6-2. Their record is in a good spot. I think how they got here, they could have anticipated that Jordan Love, final play in Philadelphia, in Brazil, week 1, sprains his MCL, misses the next 2 games. They have to navigate that. Romeo Doubs, one of their top receivers, got suspended a month into the season for conduct detrimental to the team after not showing up to practice. He was disgruntled. They've had to navigate that. There's been a lot of adversity, and they are still the youngest team in the NFL for the 2nd straight year. It's the youngest locker room in the NFL. You always obviously wonder with those young guys, how will they respond when things don't go according to plan? Very little's gone according to plan this season, and yet they're 6-2. And if they win today, they're going to be going into their bye next week, sitting atop a loaded NFC North. On the other side, obviously, the Lions aren't sneaking up on anybody. The Packers absolutely know who they are, and that this is the team in their way to get to where they want to go to. Getting them at home today, obviously the bye week next week, this is a really big test for them. I think they view it that way.
Let's get to the keys to the game, which is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence is key when it comes to healthcare. Confidence is key when it comes to your healthcare coverage. How do you see this one today? What are you looking at that's going to kind of indicate to you how it's going?
I picked the Lions not only to win the NFC North, but win the NFC before the season. And the only thing that's really changed since then, as you guys know, is Aiden Hutchinson, right? Not having him. I think that's a big thing to focus on today. The thing with Jordan Love, you give him a clean pocket, he's almost automatic. The way to get after him is that pass rush, make him uncomfortable. Same with most elite quarterbacks, right? But especially with him, clean pocket Jordan Love will kill you. He will pick you apart. And it's a lot different when you get after him. So can this Lions pass rush without Aiden Hutchinson, can they make Jordan Love uncomfortable? Can they get him off his rhythm, off his spot? That to me goes a long way to deciding who wins this one.
DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil in the middle, they can provide pressure for the Lions. They really need them to based on what's going on. No Josh Myers at center for Green Bay today. Is that significant in your mind?
Absolutely. That's his center. That's the guy that snaps the ball to Jordan Love. He's been comfortable. He's done that since the start of last season. They've worked together exclusively. So we'll see in pregame who the center is. Every other offensive lineman is available. Is it Elton Jenkins, the left guard, sliding in? Probably, but we'll have to see. Obviously, Matt LaFleur keeps everything close to the vest. So we're kind of waiting and seeing who's going to be on that snap exchange pattern.
Just give me a quick thought here. You are used to this stadium, used to this field. You've seen conditions like this before. How much will it impact the play in your mind?
Well, this is the first time this season the Lions have been outdoors, right? Correct me if I'm
Played
wrong.
3 outdoors games all year. The next 2 are in January or December.
Stop, Kroger? Yeah, my stomach's gonna be all fucked up. Alright.
November, it's not late December, it can be a lot. And then you look roll out and it's this. Your first test outdoors is this. I think that's going to be something to keep an eye on. This has the feel of a run the ball game. And ordinarily, Dan Campbell, that offensive line coach, right? Those running backs now in favor of them. The Packers have Josh Jacobs. They're top 5 in the league in rushing. Both these teams can run the ball. They're both going to be comfortable in this environment. I think that it's kind of a rock of a hard place. You can really assert their will in the trenches in this type of environment.
Go.
As the game unfolds, sit with food, drinks, and fandom. There's no better place to experience the next best thing beyond the real. Your seat is waiting at the BetMGM Sports Lounge and Tap Sports Bar.
You want to go back home?
Nah.
Straight?
Hey, Lions fans, did you know that Bear City, USA is just a 2.5-hour drive from Ford Field? Also known as Grand Rapids, Michigan, Bear City is home to nearly 40 breweries, crafting an incredible variety of beer and other beverages. Visit Beer City to raise a glass of your favorite drink to your favorite team and discover why CNN named Grand Rapids one of the 10 best American towns to visit in 2024. Plan your trip at experiencegr.com.
I'm Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. I know from experience, the football team is like a family. You trust each other.
Yeah, I
You
think we
support
can.
each other. You rely on each
I'm
other.
gonna try.
That's how it is in life,
I'm
especially
trying,
when
I'm
you're
trying.
You don't call just anyone. You turn to family for help when you're injured. And everyone knows the Bernsteins will treat you like family. And you can trust them like family. They're Michigan's first family of law for a reason. Get the Bernstein advantage. After all, we're all family around here.
Injured? 1-800 call Sam. You just slept through. I think it's supposed to be that way. It's probably just something you ate. Let him clear right up with some out. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure, but Mom probably.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need, and will be ready to for the next 85 years.
What fuels Detroit football?
Where's the toilet in this? Where's the toilet in Kroger?
Yeah, we're over by the Starbucks, I believe.
Over on the far side?
The far side.
At Cornwell Health, we know time doesn't heal old wounds. Hard work, innovation, and we do. We're fighting cancer with proton therapy and music therapy. We're turning back the clot of Parkinson's with deep brain stimulation and outsmarting blood clots in seconds instead of
Alright,
days.
so I'll wait for you here.
Yeah, I
Take
can.
control of your health. And it's time to show
Got
that
it?
together
Yeah,
we can.
just wait for me.
Okay.
Dean Warehousing, CMAC Transportation, a disabled veteran-owned company, offers 1 million square feet of storage space in southern Michigan. Choose CMAC. Inquire at cmactrans.com/warehousing. The Detroit Lions pregame show on the Detroit Lions Radio Network. It is time for your NFL preview segment. Great to be here with you, Mark Ryan, on the Detroit Lions Radio Network, live from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Your NFL preview segment brought to you by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Call us today for a free estimate. Well, many fans are saying you can take Dak Prescott out of the oven because he's done. Falcons 27, Cowboys 13, 2:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Kirk Cousins putting up, dare I say, Jared Goff-esque numbers. 19 for 24, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Dak Prescott just 133 yards through the air. No Zeke Elliott on the ground today. Dallas looks poised to fall to 3-5. Jera is not going to be happy with that. How about this one? Miami has been paying the Buffalo Bills rent, because Buffalo's on them. Not today. Very, very tight game. Miami just scores to tie it. 1:38 to go in the fourth quarter. A bit surprised Mike McDaniel didn't go for 2 there. Tua Tagovailoa, how about his completion percentage? 24 for 27, 255 yards. A-Chain, the Miami's running back, 12 carries, 63 yards as well on the ground. Why is this so close, you might ask? Well, teams that fall at 2-6 make the playoffs 6% of the time. A must-win as well in Cincinnati, an elimination game of sorts. The Bengals lead the Raiders 31-17. Joe Burrow has 4 touchdown passes through the air, 25 for 36. And boy, Jameis Winston was hoping to catch lightning in a bottle after last week's miracle win over Baltimore. No such luck today against a Los Angeles Chargers outfit finding itself already establishing the Jim Harbaugh
entity, ground and pound. On this day, J.K. Dobbins has 85 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Justin Herbert, 282 through the air. Chargers lead it 27-3. It's the Titans 17 and the Patriots 10, and a bit of a surprise to me anyway, in Drake May's return. May is 24 for 30 with no touchdown passes and an interception in this one. New England with the ball, 1:45 to go. It's the Saints at the hapless Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young getting a second start in as many weeks, and today not all that bad. 15 for 23, a touchdown and a pick. He's kept the Carolina Panthers in the game. But again, New Orleans, the lead, the ball. Derek Carr, 16 for 27, 208 in the air today. There are combined 3 wins between these two teams. One of the unheralded games of the day, could the Broncos go to Baltimore and challenge the Ravens? In a word, no. Not even close. A team that has come in averaging almost 150 yards rushing more than its opponents today beat Denver through the air. Denver first in many defensive categories, but Lamar Jackson has shredded them. 16 for 19, 280 yards, 3 picks, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. Bo Nix, no touchdown passes, and a single interception for him in today's game. How about those games that are upcoming? Bears at the Cardinals. James Conner for Arizona, over 700 yards from scrimmage, and a key force behind Arizona's 3 wins in the last 4 games. Look, they've won them close. 1-point win at San Francisco, 2 points over the Chargers, 1-point win at Miami last week. How about Chicago? It was the 3rd loss of the season. They had been 3-1 in their last 4 games, but in all of the Bears' losses, they have failed to score 17 points. And then you've got this disturbing fact. Bears defensive back Tyreek Stevenson, did you guys see this? He was taunting the Washington fans before the Hail Mary last week. Was informed that as a disciplinary measure, he'd be benched this week. Left practice when he was informed he was benched. How about that? Always focus on the things you can control. Your attitude is one of them. The Bears have a 33% conversion rate on 3rd down and only 183 passing yards per game. Both of those are bottom 5 in the league. Matt Eberflus says, despite the Hail Mary of heartbreaks a week ago against Washington, the Bears are actually playing good football.
We did have some good football, in the last month, leading up to the bye, and also in that game. We had some really good football at the end on offense, and defensively played really well at times. But again, you got to build off those successes and also work. The things you didn't do well, it's important that you do that.
Elsewhere, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles, and a return to the city of brotherly love for the coach who won a Super Bowl there, Doug Peterson. It's not going so well for Jacksonville these days, 2-6. Their defense is ranked 29th right now in points a game and in yards per game. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdown passes, 3 rushing against the Bengals, has not turned the ball over 3 straight games. How about Rams and the Seattle Seahawks? If the Rams win, they're at 500. If the Seahawks win, they're a game above. Seattle lost both games to the Rams last season, but Los Angeles is 0-3 on the road in 2024. Can Kenneth Walker, former Michigan Stater, get going? Had just 12 yards on the ground against Buffalo last week. And finally, Indianapolis and Minnesota. The last time these two teams faced off, how about this? Minnesota was the architect of the greatest comeback in NFL history. They were trailing Indianapolis 33-0 at halftime, ended up winning 39-36 in overtime. Star wideout Justin Jefferson says he has no interest in being part of a 33-point comeback again.
Being down by 33 points is never a good position to be in, especially in the NFL. It's flat out embarrassing, to be honest. So just going into the locker room and, the leaders of the team just kind of, said a couple words. And all we had to do is just, at that moment, just go out there and just play. Being down 33 is not something that you can really dial up a plan to come back on. But we locked in and we're all focused on to coming back and winning that game, which we did.
Anthony Richardson was benched this week after, becoming a locker room cancer on the field, asking out of a play. Cam Newton very vocal about that this week, saying, as a QB, you can't and not injured. He's also on a historic track for perhaps the lowest completion percentage ever. So in comes Joe Flacco to resurrect his second franchise in as many seasons. Remember, it was a season ago, Flacco, 37 years old, pushed
Better?
to the
Yeah.
playoffs with 300-yard
that ugly?
passing games in
It
5
was.
I
consecutive
figured.
starts. Coming your way next, it's the two Dans, Dan Miller and Dan Camp, right here on the Detroit Lions Radio Network.
The 2024
Big ass.
F-150 is built for tough and proud to
Is it
be
diarrhea?
the original truck of
Yeah.
your Detroit
Oh, God.
Lions. With intelligent functionality already built in, everything from home renovation
Yeah,
to
we were supposed to
tailgating
do this
just got better.
We were.
Right now, return to Easy Plan trade-in lessees. Get us a 2024
Now we're gonna miss the game.
XLT 4x4
We're gonna miss the game.
I'm not sure if we are.
I hope.
with $3,930 due in signing. Even includes
Yeah.
a wage security deposit. Excludes title taxes and license fees. Not
Because we're late. We're late for a very important date.
Yeah, for your poop,
$2,000 trade assist.
your diarrhea.
$500 for no cash. Offer ends November 13. See dealer for qualifications and complete details. Some exclusions may apply.
When your diarrhea.
2024
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
Enter Southeast Michigan Ford
Your mom will hate that.
Yeah.
Why not? They've been offering their no-fee guarantee forever. And they always give everyone a free call and consultation. Not to mention they've recovered billions of dollars for their clients. And they've had the winning record for over 50 years. That's why everyone knows you call Sam if you're injured. It's the best call you can make after an accident. Some things just aren't up for debate. Injured? Call Sam.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's Kathy Brooke of Max Brook Realtors. I have a question for you. Why are we not working together? As your trusted fourth-generation realtor and the #1 realtor of the state for 14 consecutive years, my connections and experience matter. We're hungry for a win against Green Bay. I'm proud to be the 3-time official realtor of the Detroit Lions Radio Network. Call me
How was your poop?
Good.
Did it smell?
That's
Really bad?
Yeah.
Oh, was there other people in the bathroom?
No.
No, just you?
OOCK.com and let's get moving.
Was it gross?
Yeah.
Oh,
It happens every day.
Oh.
If you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage, $0 copays,
Oh.
$2,500 less money.
better get it done.
With more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. Prevention is
Eat that right
I'm
now.
copying it.
more care for less money. No wonder 33
Time is it?
seniors choose Medicare.
401 on my phone.
I think we'll make it.
Yeah, I think we will.
It's gonna be close.
It's gonna be close, so we're late. We're late for a very important date.
Yeah. Because of your poop. Delete that right now.
Odyssey Sports Station.
By Henry Ford Health, the official healthcare provider of the Detroit Lions. Visit henryford.com/teamdocs. All right, Coach, back on the road this week, and you've always said there's something to embrace about that. When you go into another stadium, you just have your teammates. Sometimes you got quite a few fans too, but there's something about being away from home that you enjoy.
Yeah, it is. I think it's there's really, for the most part, it's just you. It's just you guys, and you're for the most part the only ones who believe you're going to win that game or rooting for yourselves. And it's just one of those, you feel like your back's against the wall, and I think that's the type of environment we really love and thrive in. So that's why I love it.
This Packer team has been awful good this year on defense. #1 in takeaways. What have they done that's allowed them to be so effective?
Man, a disruptive unit. They play hard. This is a penetrating front. It starts with their D-line. These guys fly up the field. They cause a lot of disruption, chaos. They play violent, and that forces a quarterback to do things they shouldn't. They throw it. McKinney's got 6 of them back there, ill-advised throws, and then they're punching after the ball. They're making a conscious effort. I mean, what you saw Meek do for us last week twice, you're seeing these guys do. This rookie safety, 33's doing it, McKinney's doing it, the linebackers are doing it. So they work on it, clearly, and that's why. You work on something that usually is going to pay dividends for you.
You touched on the quarterback there. I feel like we've talked about Jared quite a bit, deservedly so. He's played extremely well. This is one of those moments where you talk about maybe his heartbeat just stays down a little bit, and that's what you need to have in this type of game, right?
Yeah. This game's going to be tailor-made for him. I mean, this is why you love having a guy who is a big-time player and has done it for a long time and doesn't get frazzled by anything. He just, he's going to, what we talked about earlier, he's going to play the play in front of him and live in the moment, not try to do anything too big here. And he's not going to get down when it doesn't go right. He understands there's a long game to play. So, man, he's a rock for us, and he is. I do see him being that guy who steadies his heartbeat and keeps everybody just composed out there.
Taking advantage of opportunities will be huge. You're 16 of your last 18 in the red zone. What do you like about that? What do you want to carry into this game with it?
Yeah, well, we've done a good job of building play off of play and look off of look. Whether that's something the opponent did or something we put on tape the week before. Ben does a great job of that. But every one of those looks starts with a run game. It really does. And so you have to be able to run it. We're going to need to be able to run it down there. That's where teams have had success against Green Bay, is by running it. And as long as we do that, and David and Gibby come through for us, which I have no doubt they will, then we build our play pass off of that. And I love the guys we're throwing to and the guy who's throwing the ball, so we'll be good.
Big change for them this year has been Josh Jacobs at running back. He is a guy, former NFL rushing leader. This is a guy they have really leaned on this year. That's where it starts for them.
Yeah, really good player. Really, really good. Been high on him for a long time. He's just, I think he's a dynamic football player. He can do it all. He's smart. He's tough. He's explosive. He's got speed. He's dangerous out of the backfield as a receiver. He's heavy. He runs heavy. So, this guy's a load, and honestly, it's why they got him, because I think they want to build a more physical team and build off of that, which, take care of Love, let him push the ball down the field, and it's a great recipe, and they're doing it, and we're doing it.
Feels like in addition to him, they got a number of weapons, almost like you guys, wide receivers that brought in a bunch of them. They can all make plays. Jaden Reed's outstanding, terrific tight end as well. They can go in a lot of different directions. It's not one guy that you really have to concentrate on.
No, and you know what? All those guys can run. They all got speed, I'm telling you, they got 6 receivers, and I think they've got 4 that are really good, but 6 that can play the game, and the tight end's pretty damn good. He's gotten better and better every week. He'll block you. He's got speed to threaten the middle of the field, and he plays strong.
Big key, getting off the field when you can. You're number 1 in the NFL on third down defense. What's clicking there?
Yeah, well, the plan, we are executing the plan to perfection. AG's done a great job, and it's taken literally all 11 guys. And sometimes we ask our coverage to hold up a little bit longer, and then our front will get there. And then sometimes, man, we're unselfish on the games that we're running, with technique and violence and opening somebody else up, getting Mac to wrap or these things, or maybe even Houston this week could be a guy that could help us off the perimeter and getting to the quarterback, and that's being big for us, and really getting them into those positions, right? You get them in second long and then force them into 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. That's been good for us.
Final thought, might have some elements out there. You guys haven't played outdoors a ton this year. You're only going to do it 3 times total. Just anything you're reminded of the guys of that going in?
Yeah, shoes, and I tell you what, just practicing out there again, we got 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts that were there, and it plays a factor in the kicking game, the passes, the way they come in, some of these knuckle and dive on you, and it's just great to get out there and deal with the elements. That's the best way to adjust, so we'll be ready.
That's good stuff. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
There it is, Lions head coach Dan Campbell, as they get set to take on the Packers. We're going to take a break, come right back, count you down to kickoff. This is your home for Detroit Lions football.
No matter how you starting line. With a wide range of powertrain options, our 2024 lineup is designed to move the way you need. Get the job done with an F-Series truck made to do. Chase down the horizon in a Bronco made to tackle any type of terrain. Or measure your heartbeat in miles per hour with a Mustang Mach-E made to thrill. Whatever you're looking for, the power is in your hands. Gas, hybrid, diesel, or all electric. With Ford, the power is yours.
Homeowners, time is running out. To buy one wall side window, get one free. And installation guaranteed by the holidays. Buy two, get two more free. Buy five, get five more free. Call Wallside now. Buy one wallside window, get one free. And installation guaranteed by the holidays. All orders must be placed by November 10th. Call now before it's gone. 1-800-521-7800 or go to wallside.com.
Need a source for soft tooling or automation to scale production? Look no further than the Three-Dimensional Services Group and its Make It Happen approach. Design complexities? No problem. Assembly challenges? No problem. Tough deadlines? No problem. There's no need to work the phones when your first call is to the Three-Dimensional Services Group. Learn more at the3dimensional.com or call 800-959-0804.
This is injury attorney David Famenio at GetDavidGetPaid.com. Our hard work and persistence pays off for our injured clients. 3.5 million, 5 million, 11.5 million. These are just a few of the results that we have obtained for our clients. If you need an injury attorney that will fight relentlessly for you, call us today at 855-65-CRASH or go to our website, GetDavidGetPaid.com.
Hey Detroit fans, Will Birchfield here. Are you tired of your old worn-out deck? It's time to upgrade with TimberTech, the #1 brand in premium decking. Kick off the season with a deck that looks like real wood, but without the maintenance hassle. TimberTech decks will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. And with industry-leading warranties, rest assured that your deck will perform at the top of its game season after season. Discover why TimberTech is the pride of the decking and railing industry. Order free samples at TimberTech.com.
Looking for unbeatable wine deals? Head to Plum Market. November 8th through the 10th, get an extra 10% off all wine, only in the Plum Market app. Stock up today at Plum Market.
The Detroit Lions pregame show on the Detroit Lions Radio Network.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Counting down to kickoff. Lions and Packers coming up here. Let's take a look at some of the inactives for today that might be key in this one. Green Bay missing a couple of key pieces. Jair Alexander, terrific cornerback they have. Josh Myers, their starting center, both out today for the Lions. As we knew earlier this week, Josh Paschal and Malcolm Rodriguez both will not play for Detroit. Let's get to the starting lineups presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. And please gamble responsibly for the Lions. Let's talk about that defense. No Josh Paschal added to the mix that they've already got in terms of missing players. So you will have Aline McNeil, DJ Reader, Levi Owens, Enrique, James Houston, Mekhi Wingo, Pat O'Connor, Isaiah Thomas. They brought up Chris Smith. You've got Al-Quadin Muhammad and Abraham Beauplan. Look, they're piecing this thing together as best they can, Lomas. And against this quarterback today, you got to find some way to attack it.
Yeah, we always talk about the first 22, but it's all about the guys that are behind them. And you talk about Pat O'Connor, Chris Smith, James Houston. Those guys need to step up. Those are the guys that we're looking for a pass rusher to come out of there, a consistent pass rusher, because that's what I think is going to take today to defend a Jordan Love, is to be able to get him off his spot and, like I said, consistently put pressure, hits, and sacks on the young man.
Linebackers, you're going to see Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Trevor Nowaski has played his way into a role with this team. Jalen Reeves-Maven, Ben Neiman. Look, that second line of defense has got to be ready because this running attack for Green Bay, that's what they want to get going, TJ, in particular in this weather with Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, and you're going to have to be disciplined today and be a sure tackle. Josh Jacobs, #1 in all the NFL with the rushing yards after contact. Out of his 667 yards, 528
after contact. So that lets me know not only is he breaking tackles, but he's getting hit around the line of scrimmage a whole lot. The Lions linebackers have done a nice job so far being sure tacklers. They're going to have to make sure against the biggest test they faced all season, probably against Josh Jacobs in this running attack, that they're going to have to bring him down when breaking contact is made. Do not give them second chances.
Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold are the corners, Amik Robertson will be the nickelback. Your safeties, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, they have both been terrific so far this season. For the Lions up front offensively, it is that group that they go by every week. It is the face of this team. Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow, Frank Ragnow, Kevin Seitler, Penei Sewell. If they were built for a game, it's probably a game like this.
Absolutely. The unsung heroes on this team, I think, are those 5 guys up front. And you're right. This is a game that a run game, it travels well on the road. And this is a venue right now where the run game is going to bode really well for us today. Again, I think we started early trying to dominate the line of scrimmage. And as we know, everything comes off of the run for the Detroit Lions offense.
Tim Patrick, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receivers, along with Cully Freeman, who's, of course, coming off a big game. Allen Robinson will be out there as well. Look, this Green Bay team missing Jair Alexander. Maybe there's an opening there to make some plays in the passing game, but you got to be where Xavier McKinney leads the NFL with 6 picks.
No doubt. Know where 29 is at all moments of this game. I guarantee that was Jared Goff's first coaching point Monday when they came to the building.